Hello, my name is Brad Grant. I'm going to talk to you about paying college athletes and whether or not the NCAA should be paying their college athletes. Many sports enthusiasts go to sports bars or to their favorite clubs, or they sit at home from their TVs and they don their favorite sports jerseys, their favorite hats, their favorite memorabilia, and they cheer on their team. One thing I wonder is where the money from the memorabilia and the jerseys and so forth, wonder where all of that money goes. Where does the money go for the bowl games, for the regular games, the ticket sales, the championship games? Uh, all of that money goes to the NCAA and to the conferences. Um, my question is whether or not some of that money should be allotted to the student athletes for their likeness and different memorabilia and different video games, and if they're entitled to a portion of those proceeds. I was a college football player once, and I had to endure the regiment of the workouts, the rigorous school requirements, working 50 to 70 hours per week during the season, even more in the off season, and student athletes are still expected to maintain a high grade point average to stay eligible for school. There are millions of dollars paid out to the different conferences for bowl games. Let's take SEC for example. The SEC receives $50 million per school for bowl conferences. Some of that money could be allotted to the students that could help them purchase, variety of things, such as, I understand their scholarships are paid for, their books are paid for, room and board, and food is paid for. But that's not nearly enough. College athletes often struggle for expenditures such as toiletries, clothing, and other necessities that scholarships do not cover. If these student athletes do not have families or friends that can supply them with these items, then these student athletes often struggle to make these ends meet. If the NCAA would allow a portion of the proceeds to go to the athletes as an allowance for expenditures to help with ancillaries, I think that would be a positive thing. Now, there are proponents to this. There are proponents that say that Division I college football players and the money generated has become a multi-billion dollar industry which has accumulated wealth for the NCAA as well as participating universities. These revenues assist in paying for the athletes' tuition and room and board and for some food. Very basic needs. But this still fails to pay for the full cost of attending school. But the proponents still say that the education that they are receiving at a higher learning facility is payment enough. Now, we do have court rulings, such as in Northwestern, where they have decided that students, athletes, are actually employees of the school. That opens up a lot of doors for the students to unionize and make requests for such items. That may become a trend here in the recent future with college athletics. Basically, what I'm wondering is, the athletic programs, the question that boils down to the athletic programs is who is more deserving of the money and how should the money be allocated? I understand that there's facilities and there's other students that the money goes into their academics, and it goes into scholarships and helps with a variety of other things. But we're talking millions of dollars, $50 million just to go to a bowl game in the SEC. I think that this money can be utilized to help the student athletes who put in so much work, 50 to 70 hours a week of work, that they could allot some of that just so they could afford some different ancillaries and cost of living. An average student athlete, an average student may go to school full time, but they also have the opportunity to work. They have families that can help support them. And I think that there may be some arguments over whether the student athlete should receive some money, or if the cost of full scholarship and getting a full education, and along with food and room and board, should be sufficient for the services that they provide. This is a good debate, and I look forward to furthering this debate and giving my opinion on exactly whether or not these college athletes should get paid. Let me show you my audience one more time. I have my audience. I'm trying to find my audience. There they are. There's my audience.